From 1999 to around 2002, the music waves was ruled by one thing: boy bands. And while many of these groups have etched their name in the history of music, these groups, not so much.
And here are the top 10 forgotten boy bands. Number 10, Dream Street.
Formed in 1999, this group was composed of Greg Rapizzo, Matt Ballinger, Frankie Glasgow, Chris Truesdale, and of course, Jesse McCartney, who honestly was the breakout star of that group, like all the most younger members are of boy bands. Though only around for about 4 years, the group, I'll admit, did have some moderate success, including with the songs of the ballad It Happens Every Time, and they had one of their more upbeat songs, They Don't Understand, featured on Pokemon the Movie 2000 Power of One in its soundtrack. Though in 2002, the group was basically forced to disband after their parents and their managers got into a legal dispute. Talk about a Dream Street becoming a nightmare.
Number 9 is LFO.
Light Funky Ones, aka LFO, had an original lifespan from 1995 to 2002. So around 7 years, and around the same time around NSYNC was around. We'll get to that later. LFO was a three-piece group that did a bit more of a pop and a hip-hop style sounding. So their lead singer, Rich Cronin, was also the guy that would write all the songs, and they had really 2, maybe 3, if you ask me, really good hits, including Summer Girls and Girl on TV, which was written about Jennifer Love Hewitt, who Rich Cronin kind of had a thing with around the time. And if you ask me, their song West Side Story was also pretty good. After 2002, they went and did their own thing, and they had a short reunion in 2009, which didn't go anywhere because the next year, Rich Cronin unfortunately passed away of leukemia. God rest your soul, Mr. Cronin, and you are missed.
Number 8 is Blue.
Blue was originally spawned in 2000 and lasted from 2000 to 2005, and then later reunited in 2009, and they are still going strong today. They really were only famous and popular in the UK, but that was because after an interview situation, they never really got to break out into the United States. But if you ask me, they're one of the most underrated and most underappreciated boy bands, and they should be more well known, but unfortunately since they're not, that's why they made this list. They had hits such as All Rise, You Make Me Wanna, One Love, Fly By, Fly By 2, and including their cover of the famous song by Elton John, Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word, which did feature vocals from the original artist himself. So hopefully they continue to grow and get more success, but Blue being, well, Blue, guess that's what their career is.
Number 7, Big Time Rush.
Oh my god, putting them on this list pains me. Anyway, Big Time Rush, comprised of James, Carlos, Kendall, and Logan, in my opinion, is the true group that brought the popularity of boy bands back, even though they got lost in the shuffle with groups including The Wanted and, of course, One Direction. But they truly had some of the most talented, upbeat, and catchiest songs a boy band could ever produce, and they are truly what made modern boy bands big again, with their songs and with their show under the same name. But as of 2014, they have been on an extended hiatus and have started to release solo music, including James Maslow with his debut album How I Like It, and singles including Lies and Circles.
Number 6, B2K.
Though I will admit, B2K, I'll admit it's kind of a clever name, meaning Boys to the New Millennium, and they did have flashy dance moves and some pretty catchy tunes. But let's be honest, when it came to being of the new millennium, they barely just made it. They even had backing from Sean P. Diddy Combs and even a whole movie dedicated to them, but I guess times changed and Omarion went and did his own thing and they didn't get along with the manager, and then B2K faded away and classified themselves as obsolete. Reunion, maybe, I don't know. See what happens. Maybe they'll be the boys of the next millennium.
And number 5 is 3 Deep.
With only being around for 3 years and only really being popular in Canada, it's not really a surprise that 3 Deep is forgotten. Because it was comprised of, 2 actors and a random guy, and one of them appeared on, a few scenes of Young and the Restless. It's not really much of a bragging right, and it's 3 Deep. What kind of people are going to listen to a band with a name like 3 Deep? But anyway, they're forgotten, they're gone, case closed. It's just the way it was for 3 Deep.
Number 4 is 5. And yes, that's actually how they styled the name.
A group called 5, yet they can never stick to having 5 members. They've gone from 5 to 4 and now to 3, and they've had 3 splits and reunions. I don't know why they can't decide to just either stay forgotten or keep coming back. I don't know. But they did have some catchy music, like When the Lights Go Out. That was a pretty catchy tune. But even with helping from Simon Cowell, they've kind of gone the same route as other groups from the past, like Take That, 98 Degrees. They kind of aren't what's in anymore. 5 is 5, and I guess 5 is just not alive. Could go for some 5 alives.
And number 3 is OTown.
Managed by legendary boy band mogul Lou Pearlman and founded on the ABC series Making the Band, this group was handpicked to make girls scream. Originally comprised of Ashley Parker Angel, Ikaika Kalawano, Trevor Pennick, Jacob Underwood, and Eric Michael Estrada. This group literally worked and worked and worked, and later had great hits such as Liquid Dreams, All or Nothing, and some may agree, We Fit Together. But after 2003, after the boy band fad ended, OTown, like many other groups, faded away into obscurity, but after a 10-year hiatus, they have since returned as a quartet, releasing albums such as Lines and Circles and an EP titled OTown No. 1. Just gonna have to wait and see what happens with this group. But the one thing I don't get, why would they be called OTown if none of them were from Orlando? Huh? Can somebody explain that to me?
And number 2 is 98 Degrees.
Though this group did have a lot of moderate success, it honestly pains me to put them here, but honestly, it didn't get as much success as Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, or New Kids on the Block. Of course, I'm talking about the one boy band that could beat up all the others in a fight, 98 Degrees, composed of brothers Nick and Drew Lachey, Justin Jeffrey, and Jeff Timmons. This group had wonderful ballads, including the songs I Do Cherish You, The Hardest Thing, My Everything, and of course, their most notable hit, Because of You. After this group also disbanded, they later reunited in 2012 on the Total Package tour with Boyz II Men and New Kids on the Block. So they might be back now and releasing another album, 98 Degrees 2.0, and releasing a new album later on this year. This group has not gained back the success it once had. That's why they've made this list.
And number 1, NSYNC.
Okay, the fact that this band is so forgotten, it honestly makes me sick to my stomach. NSYNC was comprised of Justin Timberlake, JC Chasez, Chris Kirkpatrick, Joey Fatone, aka the Fat One. The bandmates called him that too, so don't be hating on me for that. And of course, Lance Bass. This group was founded by Lou Pearlman, the same guy that founded the Backstreet Boys, OTown, C-Note, Take 5, and so many other groups. This band was the exact rival of the Backstreet Boys. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone up to people and I've tried to talk to them and I'm like, hey, do you guys know the Backstreet Boys, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we love the Backstreet Boys. Do you know who NSYNC is? They're like, who? And then I bring up Justin Timberlake. They're like, oh my god, I love Justin Timberlake, oh my god. It makes me sick that they don't even know. They call themselves true Justin Timberlake fans, yet they don't even know his origins. The fact that this group is forgotten and on this list is so disappointing because they were one of the best boy bands of all time, should not be forgotten. They should be one of the most well-known and respected boy bands of all time. NSYNC, great music, great performers, honestly better dancers than the Backstreet Boys, I'll give them that. But unfortunately, since they've become obsolete thanks to Justin Timberlake and his solo career, and he refuses to acknowledge the fact that NSYNC is what made him famous in the first place, they will never be as known as they were back in the day. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out my first ever top 10 list here on Enigma TV. I know it probably wasn't the best because I have some issues with my stuttering these days. I don't know why, but I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these, and I'll be getting better with doing these lists and not stuttering as much. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'll have another one up for you hopefully by the end of this week. So subscribe, check it out, and enjoy the rest of the awesome content that we put up on this channel every single chance that we get, because we do it not only for us, but we do it for each and every single one of you awesome viewers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Check out the videos, subscribe, stay tuned for the challenges, and we'll keep giving you the best content that we can.